So this is just a little video on why I do not trust Gaia. So I'm not sure exactly how you would describe Gaia, but I'm referring to the network, which is kind of like a sort of Netflix for spirituality. So that's the first red flag, because Netflix is there to essentially numb people's minds, you know. Not saying that there isn't, you know, good content on there or things like that, but overwhelmingly that's what it serves, is to act as a sort of numbing, brainwashing, pacifying programming service, right? And I remember I first was introduced to Gaia, I think it was in 2016, and I had a few friends at the time show me it, and something just went off within me instantly. I was like, this is part of a bigger agenda, and it's not true. The information that they're sharing is in order to make you think certain things. It's essentially propaganda. And so, not saying that all content on Gaia is like that. I'm not saying that it's all completely inaccurate, but I do believe it is serving a much larger agenda. And one of the other things that made me realize really deeply that it was part of a much larger agenda was I had a dream. So this would have been last year, and I dreamt that I was in this big dome-shaped, almost like I want to call it like a palindrome or something, like, you know, where, you know, cyclists, they cycle around these, like in the Olympics and stuff, they cycle around these big circular dome things. So it was like I was in one of those and I couldn't get out. And what was being communicated to me was that this is Gaia. This is that network. This is the sort of grid systems in the etheric realms that it's attached to, and that when you are watching programming from there and you're accepting what they're sharing with you as truth, this is where you're plugging into. And one of the main things that Gaia very much purports is this idea that we are seeded by alien races, that humans are not organically evolved. And, you know, I'm somebody who connects with different beings from different spheres, from different timelines, and all of that kind of stuff. If you ever have had a healing session with me, you probably know that. However, I see it as these are extensions of us. They are different aspects of us, and they are not beings which are gods. They are not beings which are superior to us, and they didn't seed us. Humans have gone through their own evolutionary process in tandem with the planet Earth, which moves in tandem with the other spheres. And this is something which is very, very well explored in Western esoterica, in, you know, many different bodies of spiritual science, of spiritual work. And what Gaia and other things like that are doing is to attempt to subvert that, to attempt to subvert our understanding of our origins and where we come from, because then we are much more malleable and easily manipulated, and we are less able to read information correctly, because if you know, it's kind of like thinking that you're born to one set of parents when actually you're born to a whole different family. You know, that's going to distort your understanding of the world, and it's not correct. And so this is the same kind of logic which we're applying to our understanding of what Gaia and all of these other programs and things out there which are part of promoting the alien god agenda, which is this idea that we come from the Anunnaki, that we come from these alien beings, and that humans would have otherwise have been apes, you know, if that they had not come in and manipulated our DNA. And so it's a very important thing that we realize that that is not the case, that we educate ourselves on our actual human origins. And I think that what we are seeing is this is just becoming more and more and more popular. And from my understanding of the way that I'm perceiving things, from what I'm receiving, is this is only going to become much more significant, that they are going to try to project this alien god propagandist agenda into the mainstream. And we're already seeing that with this the recent findings of these aliens in various different places. I think it was Mexico, sort of saying, oh, yes, there is alien life, etc., etc. We're seeing that. And it's about acknowledging the terminology that they are using. They're calling them aliens, which means that they are something which is completely separate from us. They don't use terminology like interdimensional beings, things which would make us understand more our relationship to other entities which exist on other levels and layers of reality. And so this is definitely something that I want to cover more, but I felt this like something pushing through me, wanting just to share a little bit about this today. And as always, if you have like questions and things like that, then feel free to leave me a comment, and I'm always happy to enter into discussion with people about these things.